Whoa. Whoa.
Welcome back to the gang learns what it's like dealing with government officials. Oh, I guess this is me.
I don't know.
How long are they gonna make us wait?
Those people seem to be free. They should just let us talk to them. Those are just general office workers. We have to talk to the actual social workers responsible for the case.
I wonder if they're busy because they have a lot of cases like this.
I don't know. I wish they didn't have so many issues to deal with.
Probably just lazy fucks.
This world is tragic. So many kids are being abused.
True. After 30 minutes, they finally called my name. I wrote down my name at registration, as Mion can't let them know she's from the Sonozaki family. I'm Mayabara. My name was called. I went to the receptionist to find a uniformed older lady. She must be one of the office workers Mion mentioned. Was she really going to be the one dealing with us?
Hello, Mayabara-san. I see you're here with 4 other friends. How can I help you today?
The only thing I wrote on the registration was that I wanted to talk about Sadako Hojo. Well, we're here to talk about Sadako Hojo's case. Chie-sensei from the Hinamizawa branch school called and made a report yesterday. We would like to discuss the case.
Are you her friends?
Yes. We're her classmates.
Would you please give me a general summary of what you wish to discuss?
I heard that you guys put a hold on it because you determined that there wasn't any abuse happening. So we've come here today in order to explain Sadako's situation in more detail.
I see. Please wait a few more minutes.
That was it from her, then. A real social worker should be coming here to talk with us. She was just asking us basic information. With that done, she was talking on the phone and explaining to someone what I just told her.
What did she ask?
She asked me why I was here. She told me to wait for a few more minutes.
I hate waiting like this.
Are those posters and advertisements you've seen? Fuck. You've been reading? Are those posters and advertisements you've been reading that interesting me?
I see lots of flyers about abuse. I guess we came to the right place. Thank you, Mion.
Report the abuse before it escalates. Check out that slogan. Check it out.
Yeah, put that shit in a pocket right there.
Uh-huh.
There's a bunch of posters with slogans like that in here. I guess that's what the Child Consultation Center is for.
Is it of any help if it's inside the building, though?
Rika-chan was right. They should be posting them all over the city, not just inside the building.
Mayabara-sama, thank you for waiting. Please go to room number 2.
Holy shit, they got in.
They're in.
It's our turn now. Let's go. As we walked, we saw rooms numbered 1 through 3. I thought we were going to be talking at the counter, like you do at the bank. But they have individual rooms.
Yeah, because these things are not only private information, but they can get very heated. I guess it's for privacy reasons. Most of the people who come here don't want other people listening to their conversations.
But I think abuse might be increasing because people try to keep the issue quiet.
Thank you, Ryukishi. Sorry. I made myself laugh at that, I'm sorry.
Alright. Okay.
He's done a lot in the last 2 games. I am Ryukishi 07th mod. Murder is not okay. Abuse should be discussed to help preventing. You should discuss your problems with your friends. Your family and friends love you. Talk to them. This was a message brought to you by Ryukishi 07th mod.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful evening. And then it smash cuts in my brain to like Shion, like fucking watching fucking Rika like cut her throat out and like her torturing Sadako to death, and and I smash back to, we need to talk to our friends. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's gap moe, as the kids would say.
Yeah. Okay. You say so.
You know, I talk about this in Higurashi, but they're
Do you?
really not this specifically. This moment
Yeah?
though, there's the timer's going up. By the way,
Uh-huh.
there's something very special about when I say and do things sometimes, and just the sheer look of disappointment in your eyes, like while I do the whole thing, and you just give me the most pitiful, disappointed look that you can muster. And I'm doing something that I find funny and that it is still funny to me, and you just look over at me like I regret everything. I wish
regret
I was
being
not here. I could have picked anybody, and this is the idiot that I chose
the idiot
who
I
made a
chose to do
Gap
this.
Moe joke and then nay-nayed in his chair.
And thought he was funny about it.
Yeah.
Like,
It was funny. Did you laugh?
not at the joke. No.
See? It's funny.
Not at the joke I didn't laugh.
Doesn't matter, you laughed. That's what matters. It doesn't matter if it's at my expense. Sorry, Shion or something. People tend not to talk about their family issues.
Rena. Room number 2. It's this one. As I knocked, I heard the voice of a lady telling me to come in. Takano. Hello? Oh. Is that...
I don't know.
It was a very small room. Well, I should say it was narrow. It wasn't wide, but it was very long. There was a counter in the middle which split the room in two. The lady was sitting on the other side of the counter. She told us to take a seat, but there were only 2 chairs. I sat down since we registered under my name. Mion wouldn't sit because she felt that the Sonozaki sisters shouldn't be in front. Rena tried to offer the seat to Rika-chan, but she refused too, so Rena ended up taking it. K. Rena stonks. It was such a tiny room that it was better for us to take a seat. It was very cramped with the 5 of us.
I'm sorry. We usually expect to see the parents, so we only have 2 chairs.
I understand that.
So, how may I help you today?
Ryukishi should have given her a Sprite.
Yeah, sure.
But it should have been like Takano, but with a recolor. And that's it. That's the only difference.
Okay.
He's already done it. We got Shion. It's not even recolored.
Should I do the talking? Well, we're students from the Hinamizawa branch school, and we're Sadako Hojo's friends. The school reported that she was being abused at the child consultation center, and I believe that a social worker went to her house last night. We heard that you put a hold on her case. We're here today so we can explain to you how urgent the matter is. Mion nodded. It seemed like I was doing okay so far.
What are you trying to explain to us? Will you please tell me?
Well, I know it's only been 2 days since her uncle took her away, but it's only a matter of time before he starts hurting her. In fact, Sadako suffered terrible abuse at the hands of her uncle last year as well. We believe it's only a matter of time before that happens again, so we would like for you to save Sadako from her uncle before it does. But from what we understand, the Child Consultation Center has decided to wait and see, right?
A classic Shion blunder.
Classic Shion.
Are you going to neglect her? I can't believe that you left her there just because she's not getting physically abused. Who is going to be responsible when she really gets hurt?
Shion probably didn't like how politely I was speaking to her. She was already flaring up with rage at the social worker. It looked like Mion didn't want her to tear into her. However, she let Shion finish, as she'd get even more furious if we tried to stop her. The lady seemed to be used to people losing their temper, and she continued without reacting to Shion's outburst.
I would like to make it clear that we are still working on her case. The results are still pending. We are not abandoning or neglecting her.
Working on her case. They're not abandoning her. They're currently reviewing options, I suppose? While their mature phrasing made me start to think it might be rude and harsh to say they were abandoning her, Rena quietly opened her mouth.
But you left her there without doing anything last night.
No one can ever fool Rina. Taking their time to review options was the exact same thing as abandoning her. The fact they left her in the house without taking any action to prevent her from being abused.
We sent a social worker to her house, and then met with her guardian. We cannot talk about the case any further for privacy reasons. However, we are not neglecting her. We are going to look after her and her father so they can have a healthy life together.
It's not her father, dude. He's not her father. He's her uncle. Are you sure you really did an investigation?
Excuse me. You're correct. They're uncle and niece. Anyway, we'll be directing them so guardian and child can form a healthy relationship.
Shion had pounced on her mistake immediately. I didn't think she'd need to be so snappy, but at this point I was starting to understand how different their sense of urgency was from ours. Well, excuse me, but Sadako was living a happy life before, without any support from her uncle. First of all, her uncle disappeared from her life for a full year prior, and now he's returned and kidnapped her away. Isn't that a crime?
It wasn't a kidnapping. It's the law that a child must live where their guardian appoints them to live. According to Article 821 of the Constitution, the legal guardian of a child is...
He neglected Sadako for 1 year. How can he still be considered her guardian? Shion, that's what the court decided when her parents died of the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
The curse? Are you serious? That guy is her legal guardian?
Yes. I don't know the specific article of law it's written in, but minors must...
821.
Smile. But minors must abide by their guardians. In other words, every child has a guardian. They have to have one.
That's Article 818 of the Civil Code.
When Sadako's parents died, her uncle and aunt automatically became her guardians.
I should just use a AI voice to do her voice.
Yes, that's the closest relative gets custody. It seems her aunt and uncle were Sadako's only relatives. If Sadako and Satoshi refused them, they could have had a different guardian, though. But they were children of the Hojo family, the enemy in the dam conflict. No one was going to take care of them. They were different from Rikachama. Lots of people wanted to be her guardian, but Father Kimiyoshi got custody of her.
I knew that the Hojo family was in favor of the dam project, and the whole village hated her family for that reason, but I thought everything was over after they canceled the project and Sadako's parents died. Was I aware of the difference? The difference between how the villagers treat Sadako and how they treat Rika-chan. The villagers don't abuse Sadako like her uncle, but maybe there were small thorns left in the village, and they were stinging Sadako occasionally.
I can't say this too openly, but Sadako's family had more assets than her uncle's. And by becoming her guardians, they gained control over those assets. That's why they shamelessly took over Sadako's home. Do you know where they used to live? It was this ridiculously tiny place.
That's horrible. But this guardian neglected Sadako-chan for over a year, right? Can he still claim custody of her? Can he? Well, in Part 4, Chapter 4 of the Civil Code, there are provisions for the loss of custody.
The lady opened a thick book on the counter and showed us that page. I didn't completely understand what it says on there, but it seemed that being a parent can lose custody when they're being irresponsible.
So, the law can take away the right to be someone's guardian.
Oh, wait a minute, it says something about court. Let me see. At the behest of the child's relatives or a public prosecutor, the family court may make a ruling for the loss of parental authority. What the heck is this? So we'd have to sit around and wait for a family court's ruling before he can lose custody. That's too slow.
Well, if something urgent happens, we can temporarily protect her under our custody. We will also need approval of the family court in that case.
Here, Article 834 for the loss of parental authority. Doesn't this apply to Teppei Hojo? It is the fact that the guardian, Teppei Hojo, abandoned his responsibilities as a guardian for over a year. What is the center's opinion on that?
I can't answer for privacy reasons, but the center requested an explanation on that matter as well. And you accepted his explanation, so you decided to wait and see. Like I've mentioned, we are currently working on the case. The safety of the child is our #1 priority, and we will make sure that she will have a healthy lifestyle and a safe environment.
We weren't on the same page at all. They just weren't understanding the urgency. I've never met this Tepe guy. I only know about the situation based on what my friends told me about last year, and what Chie-sensei told us. But I still understood very well. I understood that something really bad was going to happen if we didn't take any action right now. She was being abused by her uncle and aunt last year too. Are you sure the same uncle can take care of her? You still have the records from last year, don't you?
I can't discuss her past record with you for privacy reasons, but we are taking everything into consideration. She didn't come to school yesterday, and she didn't come to school today either. He called the school and told him that she had a cold, but don't you think it's a bit odd that she hasn't come to school since he showed up? That's true, but then she really might be sick. I think we should keep our eyes on her and see what happens.
How about you send a doctor to confirm whether or not she is sick?
We just know that Sadako doesn't want to be with her uncle. Her uncle is forcing her to stay with him.
Our social worker spoke with the child and made the decision after doing so.
So that's it, isn't it? Are you not taking this case seriously because she made a false report long ago?
I cannot talk about that for privacy reasons. We're taking everything into consideration.
Sadako is telling you that she's not being abused because she feels guilty about her brother, Satoshi. She may have told you that she's not being abused, but I don't believe that statement.
Do you know that people can lose the will to seek help when they have depression?
Stop making excuses and hurry up and save Sadako. I'm not going to forgive you people if something bad happens to her. You'll end up hurt if you do something to you'll end up hurt if you don't do something about this while I'm still asking politely. Stop it, Shion. You're making us look bad.
I don't know what her uncle said.
I don't know what her uncle said to the social worker, but he's a violent guy. Please don't be fooled by him. I just want to make that clear.
So please, speak to the social worker and persuade them to make the call to save Sadako at once. We ask you that you do this for us.
Some of us were getting emotional, but Mion calmed them down, and Rena summed it up nicely. I stopped speaking to see what she was going to say next.
You mean her caseworker. I understand your concerns. I will tell them that Sadako-san's friends, 5 of her friends came here and made an appeal to us. We'll continue to work closely on this case, so please let us know when you have further information. Thank you for supporting the Child Consultation Center, and thank you very much for sharing your valuable time with us today.
We were still in Okinomiya. We were in the city park, devoid of playing children, staring vacantly up at the madder red sky in silence.
I feel like they didn't really listen to our story.
But they also didn't try to kick us out. She's probably just a person who deals with complaints, not the actual social worker that deals with Sadako-chan. That's why she was phrasing everything the way she did.
What do you think about the whole thing, Mion?
Well, it felt like we were wrestling with a tree. We didn't get pushed or pulled. It's the same as talking to a wall.
That's not true. She said they will forward our information to the social worker. Like I said, she doesn't know Sadako-chan in person, so she didn't really have any stake in it herself.
So you think we accomplished something today, Rena?
KG.
Oh, fuck. So you think we accomplished something today, Rena?
I don't think it was a waste of time, but I don't think our passion will be understood by the actual person. But I don't think our passion will be understood by the actual person who's working on the case. She'll just tell them that Sadako Hojo's 5 friends came and requested for them to take her under custody.
What about the social worker? Can't we talk to that person directly? I don't know. I heard it's a very tough job. I think it'd be difficult for us to meet him or her in person. Someone even threatened to hurt them if they didn't do anything while she was still asking them politely.
According to Mion, there are lots of problematic clients who show up at a child consultation center. It's not a rare thing for them to get an aggressive visitor like Shion. It's so difficult to tell them how passionate we are. They might treat us coldly if they took our passion for simple anger. I thought you were used to talking with government officials, Mion. Can you talk to them instead of me?
It's not that she's good at talking. They just listen to her because she's Mion Sonozaki. You saw how they treated us today. If she announced herself as a Sonozaki, we wouldn't have been in such a small room. We would have been speaking to the manager in a reception room, right?
Mion gave a vague smile and didn't comment. Mion's greatest weapon is her family name. Without that weapon, she's just as ordinary as the rest of us. I shouldn't be thinking about this, but if the Sonozaki family forgave Sadako's family, it would be really easy for them to save her.
So, the Sonozaki family still hates the Hojo family?
No one has publicly stated that we hate them, but it runs pretty deep. That hag of a grandmother is the only one who hates the Hojo family. Her opinion hasn't changed since we were in the middle of the dam conflict. It's been so many years, but she still can't let go of the past.
Stop it, Shi-chan. Sadako-chan is Sadako-chan. She's our precious friend. It doesn't matter what her last name is.
Shion went quiet, and there was silence for a while. Rena was right. Just like how Sadako's last name doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what Mion's last name is either. The important thing is that our friend is being abused right now. We'd have to do everything we can to save her from that situation. We all looked up at the sky as we listened to the sound of cars passing by. We all felt hopeless. We had no idea what to do. Was what we did today going to help Sadako at all? It would have been better if they just kicked us out. That way, we could have been angry with them. But after being treated politely like that, we had no choice but to back off and see what they were going to do. We were forced to just wait and see what happens. Everyone was trying to figure out what our next option was. I couldn't expect Chie-sensei to tell us everything was taken care of at the Board of Education. That would be too good to be true. What should we do next? I muttered to myself, hoping that someone would respond with a good idea, but the silence reminded me that everyone was just as stuck as me.
Keiichi?
Rika-chan, I'm sorry. I was running my mouth off, but I have no idea what to do now.
I don't believe this.
What? As I looked at her, I realized the expression on her face was stronger than ever.
You told Shion yesterday. You didn't have a good idea at the moment, but you said you would figure out something. You told her to trust you. So I trusted you. I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe that you would even mention that you had no idea. I'm not going to believe that.
I could see tears in her eyes. Rika-chan was sure that I could do something about the situation.
You said it. You said that fate is as fragile as a thin piece of paper. I'm going to believe your words. I still believe you, because you can easily defeat fate. So, please help us escape from this fate. Help Sadako. Help her.
A tear rolled down from the corner of her eye. My heart was feeling the same way. Damn it, damn it, damn it! An innocent girl was becoming prisoner of a tragic fate. She desperately needed help.
So when does he call Oishi? He has his number. He gave him his phone number.
I told them that they could trust me. In other words, that they could count on me. That they could bet on me. Betting is not an easy thing. If I lost, they'd lose their coins too. What does it mean to trust someone? It's about making a bet on that person. It's about betting a coin. It's all about betting hope. Trusting someone is tantamount to placing your hopes in them. I told Shion yesterday. I told her to trust me. I didn't just say it because...
I didn't say it just because.
I didn't say it just because. I knew that those words meant something very serious. But now, after betraying Rika-chan and seeing her tears, I finally realized just how serious it is. I look at Shion. She was in a rage again. and Mion tried to calm her down, but she didn't have any ideas either. How about Rena? She's always very reliable in a situation like this. I expected to see her strength. However, Rena also looked depressed. We didn't even know if what we did was a meaningful thing. Rena looked down with a devastated expression on her face, since she couldn't come up with another option either. Damn it. I have to do something for them. Rena's blue fire will melt iron. Mion's can be strong when the wind is in our favor. Shion is the same way. They will move forward strongly when the wind is backing them up, but they grow weak when the wind is blowing against them. Despite the whole situation, Rika-chan still believes in us. She believes that we can do something if we all come together. That's right, we all agreed. We said to each other that we could make a miracle happen if we all work together. What am I? If Rena is the blue fire, I'm the red fire. I burn brightly and give strength to everyone. That's right, I'm Keiichi Maebara. I'm the magician of words. I have to motivate everyone. The blue fire won't light up unless the red fire does too. When the fire is lit, there will be wind. Mion and Shion will become stronger too. Thank you. You just made me realize something, Rika-chan. Now the flame inside me are really starting to blaze.
Keiichi.
We can't give up now. We're members of the strongest club ever. Nothing can stop us when we get together. I can't become depressed over a small thing like this. Rika-chan woke me up. I just realized how serious it is to have people trust in me. Rika-chan knew our personalities well, and she figured out just who she should motivate first. Whoa, I'm really starting to burn up. Love Keiichi. Hey, Mion.
Magician of words.
Stop being depressed. This is where we're supposed to get angry, man. Everyone looked at me with wide eyes as they turned at my powerful voice. They were both surprised by my sudden shout, and waiting in anticipation at the vigor of my call. More and more clearly I could see it. This was Keiichi Maebara's role in this club. I don't think we did anything at the Child Consultation Center. Just like Rena was saying, they're just gonna forward a small note saying that the 5 of us made a visitation. But being treated like this has lit the fires of our anger.
You're right. It feels like they gave us the cold shoulder.
We were trying to get them to realize how much danger Sadako is in. We have to fight now. We have no time to be sitting all depressed in the park.
But Keiichi-kun, what are we supposed to do next?
Don't tell me that you think we have no more options left. If this was a club activity, you guys would be losing right now. This is fun. I was feeling depressed too, but now I've got a burning passion in my heart. I feel like I was cheering myself up. Why was I being so sad? If I wanted to save Sadako, I had no time to rest. This was like the final seconds of the last round in a boxing match, where we were at a disadvantage. If I stand here stupefied, I'll lose by indecision, so the only option is to press the attack. Was I supposed to give up just because I couldn't knock out the opponent with one punch? No! If I couldn't take him out in one, I'd have to throw 2 or 3 punches. I'd have to try until I could finally knock him out.
You're saying that we're gonna go there tomorrow?
Close, but not exactly.
I have no idea what's on your mind, but it sounds very interesting. It isn't like our club to cry ourselves to sleep. We need to turn this headwind around.
Yes, Mion is getting her willpower back too.
That's right. I agree with Keiichi-kun. I'm ashamed that I was so depressed. Let's fight!
But what exactly are you trying to do?
Remember everyone, that lady really pissed us off today, but she also told us what our next option is. She never thought she was giving us a hint. She made a huge mistake. On top of that next option is something I'm really good at.
What do you think it was, Connie?
It's time for them to go find out who the social worker was and go talk to them. And convince them
Do you think that's what it was?
this is fucked.
We got some tips.
Or does he go to the cops here? No way he goes to the cops here.
Fire burning deep within. The blue and red flames.
K Renaissance. Oh, through the moon.
Magician of words. He's finally fucking here.
Magician of words.
It's a receptionist note. No date, year. Subject about Sadako Hojo-san. Visitor, Keiichi Maebara and 4 other friends. They are requesting protection for Sadako Hojo-san to save her from being abused by her uncle. Already being dealt with, question mark? I'm cleaning out our refrigerator, so please remove your personal belongings by this evening.
They were right.
Yeah.
Epic.
Teppei suspected that Sadako was hiding more money somewhere. But in reality, she had none at all. Teppei had asked her how she had survived until now, but she told him that she didn't have any use to use any money because she was living with her friend. Teppei had made some money off of illegal gambling. While he had some of that money saved up, he had no intention to use it on living expenses. Expenses. However, there was no way Sadako didn't have the money. Teppei was convinced of that. Teppei's wife, Sadako's aunt, must have taken away the family bank book when Sadako's parents died in the accident. But her aunt also died last year, and Satoshi is gone too. That means Sadako should have hidden the bank book somewhere. However, no matter how much he threatened her, she told him that she didn't know anything about it. He continued to question Sadako, still believing that she was hiding it somewhere. He couldn't beat her because her teacher and the child consultation center would suspect him. So he wouldn't beat her. Instead, he spoke to her in a loud and violent voice and broke furniture in front of her. Threatening people like that is Teppei's forte. However, Sadako continued to claim that she had no clue about the bank book. She didn't seem to be lying. After destroying the whole living room, leaving Sadako frightened like a scared little animal, Teppei finally believed that Sadako had no idea where the bank book was. In that case, where could it be? Teppei had 2 ideas. One idea is that his wife hid it somewhere in secret. The other idea is that Satoshi took it after his wife's death and hid it somewhere else. Either way, he was certain that it was hidden somewhere in this house. Why wouldn't it be in the other house?
Yeah, right?
I guess they moved to this one, but still.
Yeah. I feel like it's a different Teppei in this game.
Yeah?
He feels stupider. But at the same time, like, less bold.
He told Sadako to clean up the mess he made in the living room and started searching around the house. Teppei was starting to get bored with Sadako. He heard that Sadako's parents had a lot of money saved up, but his wife had taken control of that money herself. Since his wife had been quite thrifty, he was sure that she left the bank book somewhere without using it. Once he got his hands on that money, he could move somewhere else entirely. Teppei was still acquainted with a few people from a gambling spot in Ogura. People who used to help out are still hanging around that area. They still owe him. They should at least let him crash there. It was great that Sadako takes care of all the chores around the house, but Teppei felt uncomfortable about being watched by both the school and the consultation center. Teppei, all too aware that he was a man of violence, couldn't stand living with Sadako without being violent towards her. The more he suffered, the stronger his urge to beat up Sadako grew. Since Teppei only knew joy through forcing others who resisted to submit, testing to see how violent he could be before the help of Sadako resisted him was something he was excited to try eventually. Still upset over the visitation by the school teacher, Teppei promised himself that he would destroy Sadako's life before leaving the village.
He's
like
such
what
a
like why?
He's such a one-note villain.
For what reason?
He's such a one-note villain.
This fucking guy
literally woke up and said, "Man, fuck you."
Man, fuck you.
What a freak. What an actual freak.
Alright, Connor.
I'm so excited to see what the fuck is gonna happen next.
Well then. A pretty short episode, but